This next video is going to be a demonstration of the offertory. So this will take us from basically after the homily through the preparation of the altar, leading up to the Eucharistic prayer. In this video, I want you again, notice the posture, okay, maintaining that spirit and that posture of reverence at Mass. And I want you also to pay special attention to the order of operations. So the things that come first. A lot of times when we're preparing the altar, we can get a little confused because there's a lot of items on the credence table, and we're not always sure what goes first. So pay special attention. When it's time to prepare the altar, the priest or the deacon, if he's present, will move to the altar. And then the first things to come to the altar, the book bearer brings the book and the missal stand. And then the credence table servers will bring the priest's chalice, as well as any vessels that are containing hosts on the credence table. So those are the first things that come. The next things would be the water and the wine, but of course we wait for those until the offertory comes forward. And then if there's incense, the incense comes. If not, we go straight into washing the hands of the priest. So it's book and chalice and hosts, and then it's water and wine for the chalices, and then it's washing of the hands. So just notice the order of operations and pay special attention to that. At the offertory, there will be usually after the homily a few moments of silence, and then everybody will stand for the creed and for the petitions. And then after the petitions, everybody is seated, and then the servers and the priest or the deacon begin to prepare the altar. Just one note, the book server, you can just stay seated for a moment, guys. The book server, after he puts the book on the altar, then will join the cross server at the back, and that's where you'll kneel. So you put the book on the altar and you go straight back and join the cross bearer at his bench. So the homily is concluded, and there's been a few moments of silence. We stand, we recite the creed, and then the priest introduces the petitions. After the petitions and the vocations prayer, the congregation is seated, and any servers who aren't helping at this time will be seated. And then the priest or the deacon moves to the altar, and then comes the book and the priest's chalice. Those are the first two things to come to the altar. So the server with the book approaches, places the book on that corner of the altar, and then he goes and joins the server at the back of the sanctuary. Then the server also will place the chalice there, and then these two servers will just step back. If there are other vessels that have hosts in them, the servers should bring those to the altar at that time as well. But after the hosts are on the altar, they'll just wait, and then they'll join the priest to receive the gifts, or the deacon to receive the gifts at the proper time. Once the altar is prepared and the congregation is done with the collection, the servers will join the priest or the deacon to receive the gifts. One server on the right, one server on the left. So the priest will take the items from the people bringing forward the gifts. We'll just pretend, normally there's also a basket with money in it. So the priest will hand that basket with money to the other server, and then they'll all bow to the congregation together. They'll turn, and then they'll process around. They'll take the wine back to the credence table to take the lid off, and then they place the basket off to the side. As the priest is offering the bread, the servers are going to bring the wine and the water cruets, and they're going to take the lids off, and they're going to have the handles pointing away from them so that the priest or the deacon can take them from them. They'll walk forward with the wine and the water as a pair. And they'll stay together. Once the priest or the deacon has finished with the water and the wine, they will bow together, and they'll return to the credence table. As the priest is offering the chalice, if there is incense, the incense will come forward. And the other two servers will wait and be ready with the items to wash the priest's hands. Server comes forward The other two servers are getting ready with the water, the bowl, and the towel. The priest will incense the offertory. He'll do a loop around the altar as he does at the beginning of Mass. When he comes back around, he returns. He hands the incense to the server. Put that on the baptismal font because you're going to incense me. This server will incense the priest. They bow to each other, and then the server will go in front of the altar and incense the congregation, while the other servers come forward to wash the priest's hands. They bow to each other, and they return, and this server returns as well after incensing the congregation. And then everybody returns to their place.